All right, so I'm braiding one of my daughter's hair and we're watching Jubilee. And this fact just came up that I was like, okay, pause. I gotta do a video about this because I remember, thank you so much, being hit with this fact so much whenever I would be in shared spaces or on social media having conversations or open debates about just sexuality and things like that. And a lot of ex-wives would say they would make an argument that was basically really like homophobic when it comes to the correlation between domestic violence and women who are LGBTQIA+. So I was looking at this fact check in the middle of this conversation on Jubilee, and it said that a survey from 2013 shows that 61% of bisexual women and 44% of lesbian women reported intimate partner violence compared to 35% of straight women, according to a survey from STAND, of families free for domestic violence. So this has been quoted a lot, and it's been really perverted. And so I'll hear a lot of ex-wives say, basically, yeah, so lesbian relationships have a lot more violence anyway. So you guys want to talk about how you're getting beat on by men, but when lesbians will treat you even worse or even more violent. However, something I learned in flight school is that you really need to pay attention and listen and read with full comprehension and really pay attention to what is being said. This says that 61% of bisexual and lesbian women reported intimate partner violence. Reported. That means these women report it more than straight women. That does not mean that it happened to them more. That does not mean that it necessarily happened to them from their same-sex partner either. It means that these particular women reported it more. Okay, you know when I started actually reporting and filing, going to the police and everything else about my intimate partner violence? When I was no longer being dominated by ex-wives. Because I knew that I was free to report. As a matter of fact, I didn't even come out about one, like really come out publicly about the worst one, the one who actually tried to KILL me. Like, this fool broke my jaw on both sides of my face. The first time I came out about it, he manipulated me back into the situation, and I felt like as a survival tactic, so that I was just too afraid that if I put him out there again, he would try to finish me off. I waited until I was all the way across the country from him before I finally really told it all. So here's the deal. These women who are bisexuals and lesbians are reporting intimate partner violence more. You know why? Because they are not straight women. Straight women are dominated by men. A lot of them are with them for survival. So of course they're not going to report it more. You know, how many women do you know? I guarantee you that you know, even if you don't know that you know at least 3 women in your life who probably carried the secret and the shame of intimate partner violence or worse for years before they went out and told. Why? Because straight women have been programmed and socialized to protect the integrity of their family or of that man, and what happens in this house is supposed to stay in this house, and don't shame him, or don't put it, you didn't have to do him like that, you didn't have to put him all out there like that, you know, all of that. When they do go, and I know this from experience, from my own personal experience, and then also growing up in the church and ministry and everything else, and seeing it in different ways, and then also being an advocate now for victims of domestic violence, that when straight women go to the cops, a lot of times the cops will say, oh, you guys got into a fight. That is completely minimizing it, because it wasn't a fight, okay? It wasn't a fight. He beat me. And other things like that. When you go to the church, hell, when I went to the church, I was told to protect that man and everything else and honor God by honoring one of my husbands who was sick as hell, okay? Just all kinds of stuff. So again, this says, don't put your own spin on it. Like, literally look and read it, what it says. It says that they reported intimate violence more. They reported it more. And usually you're going to speak up when you feel free and safe to do so. So these women are speaking up about stuff that they went through that may not have necessarily been with their lesbian or bisexual partner. They're speaking up about the violence that they got because they are no longer being dominated by men, and they're not in the same position that typical straight women are with men. That's it. That's all. All right. Hopefully this cleared this up for a lot of you that actually have some sense or just want to have some more sense. Okay, goodbye.